Catus Maximus here. This time with a review of some real classic, probably some 1950s or so, Craftsman Vanadium needle nose pliers. I did go back to the old darker background. The light background was apparently washing out a lot of the tools because it was so bright. The whole camera was darkening, so a lot of tools I get, like these, are a little bit darker. So, went with the darker background so you could see them a little better. I'll call these the Craftsman Big Rivet, mainly because you can see the size of the core of the rivet, but on this side, the hot rivet in the area that they swage, and that's the stationary portion, is just really large in diameter. And that's kind of what caught my eye. You know, it's the classic because the Craftsman, it has like this giant C on it. Come on, camera. Otherwise, there's no other markings besides these C's that are inside the handle, so that may just be something related to whoever manufactured them, but they don't even say made in USA, no part number, nothing else. Just that they're vanadium steel, pretty tight. These haven't been too beat up. We can still see the tips are in decent condition. A little bit of play in the rivet, but not bad. These are still totally a viable set of needle nose pliers. Instead of just a linear it's true cross hatching rather than just linear or a little straight teeth. So I do kind of like that. Whenever you look at these needle nose, all you have to do is take a look at the jaws to see how beat up they really are and make sure they're not too bent or anything. Just thought these were a nice little set and wanted to document what some true vintage Craftsman 8-inch needle nose pliers are. And that's why I'm calling them the Big Rivet, because I think that's kind of interesting what they've done. I mean, I have a set of channel locks here, and you can see they have a pretty large rivet, but still the face not as large as this Craftsman. And here I have a set of clines that you can barely even tell are clines unless you just get in the right light. And you can see the clines, the rivet face is still quite a bit smaller. So I just think it was interesting that they had such a large rivet face here. And maybe that was just to help make them last longer, give it more surface area, so there might be less likelihood that the rivet would get loose, especially when you're doing, I mean, the worst thing for needle nose pliers is doing twisting action, just because the teeth are thin. They have quite a bit of distance between the end of the pliers and the rivet, and that's really what tends to loosen them up. Some are really good, once again, like these channel locks. I don't even know what model this is. These are, I think these are the 3017s. These are a pretty heavy duty set of needle nose pliers. These don't even have cutters in them. They're just super duty needle nose. Once again, the clines are also super duty. If we compare these Craftsmans to the clines, you can see that there's just a whole lot of meat. That's one of the things that sets these Klein needle nose apart, is that they're just super thick and super duty. They're even, you know, thicker and I think even heavier duty than the channel locks. But once again, just wanted to show what one of the old vintage set of Craftsman's Big Rivet looked like, and the fact that it's interesting that they're advertising vanadium steel. Being this early, it was probably a pretty big deal. Once vanadium alloy steels came out and showed how good they were for tools, I mean, pretty much everybody was. Although I believe Bonnie is who really, they didn't invent chrome vanadium tools, or didn't invent chrome vanadium tool steel, but they're the first ones to really popularize how good a steel it is. And as we know by today, it turned out that that was the de facto good tool steel. Anyway, really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.